Hi, my name is Ash Benavidez of Hoorah Consulting, and today we will be talking about our client and Van Derm and their current position in the market that they're in, as well as some advice pieces that could get them further in the market and keep and sustain their competitive advantage. Now, before we get into our client, we want to let you know a little bit about our company, Hoorah Consulting. Made up of 5 members, our CEO, Angelo Geis, myself, the Chief of Personal Relations, our Chief of Financials, Ricky DeMario, our Chief of Technology Officer, Aidan Levine, and our Chief Operations Officer, Spencer Allen. Together, we comprise Hoorah Consulting. Here at Hoorah Consulting, it is our mission to deliver strategic solutions that improve our clients' efficiency and give them the unique, sustainable competitive advantage, with one day having the goal to strive and operate at the highest level of professionalism and efficiency while providing consistent values to all of our stakeholders, both clients and customers. Now that you know about Hoorah Consulting, let's discuss our client at Van Derm. At Van Derm is a Fort Lauderdale-based clinical spa working in the aesthetic and medicine industry, with the goal to provide customers with the best cosmetic experience through their very experienced and talented team of estheticians, utilizing offerings such as lip filler, Botox, hormone treatments, plasma injections, and many other services.
Now that we have an understanding of Hoorah Consulting and at Van Derm, let's examine the key issues that create their market using Porter's 5 forces. The supplier landscape is dominated by a limited pool of businesses. For material inputs such as creams, fillers, and plasma, strict regulations on medical grade treatments and injectables make sourcing challenging. When it comes to machines, the market operates as an oligopoly. Equipment is highly specialized with significant supplier leverage. Switching costs further complicate this dynamic, requiring additional capital and training, leaving limited alternatives and high leverage for suppliers to demand high prices from Van Derm. On the buyer side, buyers have the upper hand due to a high volume of competitors in the market. This allows for easy comparison between firms. Because of the high volume of firms, recurring revenue is critical, making personalized services and wide offerings essential to meet customer demands. Additionally, services are seen as discretionary items, driving buyers to seek out deals and promotions, which further increases their leverage against Van Derm. The threat of new players entering the market is low due to high barriers to entry. Setting up operations is capital intensive, with $200,000 to $1 million in initial capital requirements, $500,000 to $1.5 million annual operating expenses. The additional regulatory scrutiny due to being a medical procedure only enhances this barrier to entry, providing a benefit for Van Derm. The threat of substitutes, however, is very high. There are many at-home treatments which are more cost-effective and convenient for consumers. Additionally, natural spas offer less invasive options and appeal to those seeking more natural and milder treatments. Additionally, plastic surgery can provide a one-time definitive solution, which takes away from Van Derm's recurring revenue from services potential. The current competitor rivalry in the industry is extremely high. Fort Lauderdale has a very booming beauty and wellness industry. There are more than 10 competitors, whether it be additional skincare companies, luxury spas, or day resorts within a 10-mile radius. This environment demands personalized offerings, consistent service quality, loyalty programs, and effective relationship management to maintain customers and a competitive advantage.
Hi, I'm Ricky DeMario. I'm the Chief Financial Officer here at Hoorah Consulting. Today I'm going to be providing a general environmental analysis of the aesthetics medicine industry. We're going to be using techniques such as a pestle analysis in order to gain some insight on the industry as a whole and give us some sort of guidance going forward on what this industry may do in the future and the factors that affect it. So to begin the pestle analysis, I'm going to speak on the political factors that affect the aesthetic medicine industry. And mainly I'm going to be talking about the recent movements against unrealistic beauty standards that may have potentially hurt this industry. So first would be the realness movement, a movement through which people accept their natural beauty and don't alter their bodily appearance for posts on social media. And second would be the body positivity movement, which is a movement that advocates for the acceptance of all body types without traditional judgment. And there have been numerous movements throughout the past few years and social media is a large factor in the creation and influence of these movements as they can reach so many people so quickly. And these have had a negative effect on the industry as they paint a bad picture on some of the treatments that companies like Advenderm offer and Advenderm themselves. Second would be some of the economic factors that affect the industry. First would be inflation, which rates have recently subsided but are still higher than pre-pandemic levels, which is not necessarily good for consumer spending. Second would be unemployment, and the current rates are 3.3% in Florida and 4.2% nationwide, which are actually fair rates, which are good for consumer spending as a good amount of people are employed nationwide and within the state. Next would be the real estate demand, specifically in the South Florida market, because that's the market that Advenderm caters to. And the demand has exploded in recent years, which is very good for Advenderm and the market that they target, as it attracts more wealthy clients and more clients in general that may be vacationing and more foot traffic. Finally, the cost of living, which is significantly higher post-pandemic, which is not good for consumer spending in this sense, as it may be more difficult for people to justify spending money on skin treatments and stuff of this nature. So next I'm going to speak on the socio-cultural factors that may influence the aesthetics medicine industry. And then within aesthetic medical products, there are strong socio-cultural pressures from society, and this is inflated by the media, by social media, and by people's peers. And the increase in available products has created competition for certain services that Advenderm offers. For example, you can walk into any drug or convenience store and have tens or hundreds of options on acne treatment or wrinkle treatment and not even need to go to a clinic. And the elevated beauty standards are a potential result of the increase in available products, which translates to an increase of sociocultural pressures to individuals stemming from the media, their partners, and their peers. And this has caused an increase in demand for treatments that Advenderm offers, which may be to the benefit of this industry. Technology and research in the beauty services and products industry has taken off in recent years. New technologies such as skincare and facial analysis, AI, and laser light and injection technologies have revolutionized the industry. And this has resulted in increased popularity of the industry, as well as increased competition, mainly due to the industry becoming less reliant on human ability and more reliant on technology. Ecologically, there's a deep connection to negative ecological impact in this field due to ties with non-eco-friendly products and energy-intensive procedures. Ties to serious medical issues due to chemical exposure have been revealed, and exposure to these chemicals has been linked to endocrine disruption, cancer, reproductive harm, and neurodevelopmental delays in children. Prenatal chemical exposures and childhood use of some hair products are associated with an early age at puberty, are a key risk factor for breast cancer. These growing concerns in the products themselves are also causing high concern for consumers, and companies are beginning to look for alternatives. The industry has a rapid focus on changing its footprint, but until it does, the ecological outlook on the industry has a negative impact. Legally, certain legislation has resulted in the growth of independent practice, potentially presenting new competition. The number of restrictions has increased dramatically, partially as a byproduct of the growth of independent practice, which makes it increasingly difficult to operate in this industry. New laws regarding who can provide treatment and what training they need are commonly passed as well, which places further constraints on the industry, but may actually be of benefit as the barriers to entry can increase.
Before we are able to provide Advenderm with a course of action, including strategic alternatives and future solutions to help them grow and sustain a competitive advantage in the medical and esthetician industry, we have to gain an understanding of their internal strengths and weaknesses, as well as external opportunities and threats that can further help them thrive and work on areas of improvement. When looking at company strengths, it is very evident that Advenderm has a plethora of offerings that help them maintain a strong foothold within the medical and aesthetic industry. Things such as their wide range of services. Services like IV hydration therapy, cosmetic injections, Botox, Juvederm, skin rejuvenation treatments, bioidentical hormone therapy, PRP treatments, and many other services help cater to all diverse client needs within the market. Aside from offering a wide range of basic services, Advanderm also focuses on highly innovative treatments. Things such as vampire facials, microneedling, and Votiva vaginal rejuvenation not only attract niche segments in the aesthetic and medicine industry, but also show a focus on advanced medical aesthetics. Two other strengths that the company has are their highly experienced team of medical professionals, which is very important in the medical and aesthetic industry. Aside from that, their final strength is their strategic location of Florida. According to the Aesthetic Institute, Florida is home to the highest customer market industry, making it the most interested in kinds of plastic surgery, both non-invasive and invasive. So, being placed in a location that has the highest customer pool in this target segment is a very strong suit for the Advanderm company. Now, when assessing company weak points, it is very clear to see that Advanderm has weaknesses of limited operational days, extremely high levels of competition, and niche audiences. To start with niche audiences, although Advanderm offers highly innovative treatments like vampire facialing and microneedling, it is very hard to make a competitive advantage in that field as there may not be a very large target audience looking for those very highly innovative treatments. So it's very hard to keep a sustainable competitive advantage in that term. The two other weaknesses of extremely high levels of competition and limited operational days go almost hand in hand. Being in Florida, Advanderm has one of the highest competitions with local other aesthetic firms. There are many other companies working on the same types of aesthetic services and other focuses within Florida in that large customer segment pool. So it's very hard to maintain a very competitive advantage, while at the same time having limited operational days and being closed on Saturday and Sunday do not help the company, as other companies who are open 7 days a week may be able to harness some of the business that should be going to Advanderm. Now, when focusing on external opportunities and threats, it is very clear to see that there is both many opportunities and threats that Advanderm have to account for and stay vigilant of while moving forward. Starting with opportunities, the biggest one we are seeing is the rising demand for procedures in this field. Specifically, highly non-invasive procedures we are seeing a dramatic increase for, but nonetheless, we are seeing more money flow into the medical and aesthetic industry and more of a higher customer base, more customers being interested in this field. Simply put, the more customers, the more money Advanderm is able to make. The second opportunity we're able to see is the expanding of online presences. It is very common now to see many medical and aesthetic industries and companies focusing on building their brand, platform, and reputation on apps such as Instagram, TikTok, and many other forms of social media. With that, it coincides with our last point of medical tourism. Being able to outreach people all around the world is very key in this industry, as people are not only making decisions based on the first company they see or the company that's nearest to them. These procedures will affect people's aesthetics and affect things that they consider very important. So their customers are making the most educated decisions when selecting what company to go get these services from, because it's going to affect their day-to-day life as well as affect their aesthetics, which is something that customers in this field are very, very, very interested on. Now, when assessing external threats, it is clear to see there are 4 large threats, being economic sensitivity, shifts in regulations, market saturation, and tech advancements. Starting with economic sensitivity, it is important to understand, although there is a high growing demand within this medical and aesthetic industry, this is still considered a discretionary expense. So, the companies like Advanderm and people in this industry have to focus on the fact that their companies are very highly intertwined with the economy. If the economy is suffering and people have less free cash flow, companies like Advanderm will see less business, as people are now not focusing on getting discretionary expenses like medical and aesthetic services, but focusing on handling other economic issues that are more pressing. The second threat is the constant shifts of regulation. In a field that is very highly medical and focuses on operating on people and doing procedures, there is always constant shifts that are focused on making sure the customer and client is the safest they can be. So for a company like Advanderm, it's very important to focus on having the most up-to-date regulated rules and following those rules, because if not, you can be deemed unethical, and if caught, you could be suspended in your practice, and ultimately that will stop any cash flow at all. The third threat that Advanderm specifically has to account for is market saturation. Being in Florida, Advanderm is now susceptible to a highly saturated market. There are many companies that are offering the same services in the same area, so it's very hard to stand out in a very highly competitive pool of multiple companies. So with that saturation in the Florida market, that could be a very huge threat for a company like Advanderm. The final threat is the constant technological advancements. Similar to shifts in regulations, there are always new tech being produced for services of medical and aesthetic services, and people are going to want the most highly new, innovative tech that's going to help them in their procedures, as well as that is going to be one of the big factors in making that educated decision we discussed before on what company to use for services. So it's very important as a threat to continue to always be on top of those, because those advancements in that time period are very, very key to focus on.
Hi, my name is Angela Geis. I'm the CEO here at Hoorah Consulting, and today I will be presenting our strategic alternative proposals for Advanderm. Our first strategy targets a low-cost entry option, and this one is primarily focused on females who are 35 plus that live in driving range of the Fort Lauderdale Advanderm office. The plan is to create paid Facebook advertisements that specifically cater to the needs of this focus group, and to show a special first-time deal to customers on lower-end services such as the silk peels, microneedling, and hydration therapies. The idea is to capture a new subset of customers and retain them for as long as possible. So in the short term, we are offering them lower prices by relying on the fact that they will come back for more expensive products in the future once they are extremely pleased by the first-class level of care. This will lead to better lifetime customer value at Advanderm. Our second strategy focuses on customers that are generally quite wealthy and are willing to travel from far away to get premier beauty services. This would be accomplished via Facebook advertisements that are catered to women that generally show attention to higher class items. And this advertisement would display luxury pairings of private plane services, hotels, dining, and medical procedures. With this strategy, we want to provide the highest level of care and specialty that will make the customer feel at ease and eager to enjoy their trip, even though they are getting a procedure done. The goal is to create a product that is going to elevate Advanderm's brand status. By being able to collaborate with other first-class businesses in the area, Advanderm can bring lots of attention to all of its services for locals and non-locals alike. Additionally, these services should have high profit margins. These individuals are willing to travel great distances to get premium care, so the cost of the service won't be as much of an issue to them. Along with the money made from the services, Advanderm can make commission from the other brands that it works in conjunction with on these packages. By creating a life-altering experience, Advanderm will capture further business from repeat medical tourism customers. Strategy 3 leverages both current customers and any future customers gained from the implementation of Strategy 1 or 2. As with Strategies 1 and 2, the goal is to increase each customer's lifetime value, and this would be achieved in Strategy 3 by using advanced customer relationship management applications to track specific preferences and minute customer details. The CRM application can also provide customers with updates whenever a product that fits their customer profile's interests is released. This allows Advanderm the ability to go the extra mile to make sure its customers know their interests are being taken care of and that Advanderm cares for them on a human level.
Before we get into the recommendation plan, some of the goals we've come up with for Advanderm include securing new clients, differentiation, increasing customer loyalty and brand perception, improving service options, and increasing revenue and consistency. As we know, Advanderm resides within a highly competitive and saturated market of South Florida. They're in a rivalry with many other luxury spas, wellness centers, and specialized aesthetic clinics. These competitors are a threat to Advanderm because they offer similar services, which creates a challenging environment for differentiation. Additionally, with the growing popularity of at-home aesthetic treatments and alternative wellness options, it's important that Advanderm finds a way to stand out. We believe that in order to succeed, it is crucial for Advanderm to adopt a strategy that focuses on attracting new clients and creating a loyal customer base to ensure recurring business. We recommend an approach that prioritizes client preferences and market trends to create a sustainable competitive advantage. Before we get into the recommendation plan, some of the goals we've come up with for Advanderm include securing new clients, differentiation, increasing customer loyalty and brand perception, improving service options, and increasing revenue and consistency. As we know, Advenderm resides within a highly competitive and saturated market of South Florida. They're in a rivalry with many other luxury spas, wellness centers, and specialized aesthetic clinics. These competitors are a threat to Advenderm because they offer similar services, which creates a challenging environment for differentiation. Additionally, with the growing popularity of at-home aesthetic treatments and alternative wellness options, it's important that Advenderm finds a way to stand out. We believe that in order to succeed, it is crucial for Advenderm to adopt a strategy that focuses on attracting new clients and creating a loyal customer base to ensure recurring business. We recommend an approach that prioritizes client preferences and market trends to create a sustainable competitive advantage. Now let's cover our recommendations. First off, we recommend a local marketing campaign for customer acquisition. Advenderm's target market primarily consists of women ages 35 and older in the middle to upper class. Entry-level treatments such as chemical peels, dermaplaning, and facials present a low-risk, accessible option for new clients to explore aesthetic services without committing to any invasive or expensive procedures. We believe the ideal platform to launch these ads on would be Facebook because it has high activity levels among users in this age range. As of April 2024, we found that Facebook's engagement statistics show that female users aged 35 to 54 make up 14% of the user base. Next, we believe in investing in advanced services such as AI-driven skincare analysis and latest aesthetic technologies to significantly increase Advenderm's market differentiation. AI tools would allow for highly personalized treatment plans, and being an early adopter of these tools would provide consumers with a unique experience they cannot get anywhere else and give Advenderm an edge over the competition. Additionally, we recommend practicing sustainability, such as eco-friendly products and packaging. Being environmentally conscious aligns with the increasing consumer demand for sustainable businesses. It would help attract a growing segment of consumers while also benefiting brand perception. Finally, to increase consumer retention, we recommend implementing a subscription model that would offer clients the convenience of predictable pricing, priority access to service, and even exclusive treatment options. It would also encourage more frequent visits, which would secure a consistent revenue stream. Here are details and an ideal timeline for a recommended implementation plan. First, start with a localized marketing campaign within the first 3 months to increase local awareness and increase consumer base as soon as possible. This will initially help raise revenue to reinvest into the company. At some point within the first year, we recommend investing in the latest technology to differentiate Advenderm from competitors. It is important to continue reinvesting in new equipment as well as regular maintenance to ensure high-quality service to customers. Also, during this time, sourcing sustainable packaging and products is important as new customers are secured so that they have a good first impression of Advenderm. Finally, once Advenderm has gained an appropriate level of demand from the first 3 steps, we believe implementing a subscription model is the best course of action to create financial security through a consistent revenue stream. We expect this level of demand to occur within 6 months to half a year. Continue to implement more tiers as more users are signing up, increasing options like discounts and exclusive treatment for higher tier subscribers. This will also bring about a sense of exclusivity for subscribers, creating a new form of demand for lower tier or unsubscribed clientele. In conclusion, our plan ensures that Advenderm will attract new clients and retain them through subscription-based models and top-of-the-line services. The consumer-centric emphasis provides a key competitive advantage by fostering loyalty and building a strong, positive reputation in the market. While implementing these strategies may require an initial investment in marketing, technology, and operational upgrades, the long-term benefits far outweigh the costs. Overall, Our recommended course of action creates a comprehensive roadmap for Advenderm to enhance its market share, solidify client loyalty, and achieve long-term sustainable success in the aesthetics and wellness industry.